I think the best place to start is to talk about the fund that was affected, where all these investors lost their money, or they lost these 14 billion Kenyan shillings. And the aim of assessing this is to see whether there was a way for the investors to tell that this was a risky investment, whether there was a way for them to tell if this was a good investment, if the fund provided enough information to the investors to know if this investment was risky, if the fund also followed the regulations of where this fund falls under in the CMA regulations, because we have different funds in CMA and different funds are regulated differently. We want to see whether this fund followed those regulations. And the main reason as to why I want us to start here is for us to know how to go about assessing such a fund, to know if where we are investing our money is safe, to know where we are investing our money is the risk level of the place that you're investing our money, because I think the risk level is what determines how much you are willing to put your money in a particular investment. Okay, so let us start with how Cytonn is structured, so that you can see where the Cytonn money market fund and also the Cytonn high yield fund falls under which unit of this company. Okay, and as you can see here, this is a screenshot I got from Cytonn website. Under our businesses, you can see they have different businesses, and I think our main focus right now is the asset managers, because they are the ones who are in charge of the Cytonn money market fund, and also they are the ones who are in charge of Cytonn high yield fund. Okay, so we are going to first focus on the Cytonn high yield fund, and then we can now proceed to Cytonn money market fund. And the Cytonn High Yield Fund, this fund falls under the collective investment scheme, and you can see this screenshot which I took from the CMA website. You can see that the Cytonn High Yield Fund is under the collective investment scheme. And then this screenshot I got from the Cytonn website. This is the fact fund sheet for the Cytonn High Yield Fund. And you can see from this one, they have listed Cytonn Asset Managers Limited as the fund managers for this particular fund. So that being said, it is very clear that this investment was a collective investment scheme, which translates to it have to adhere to the regulations of the Capital Markets Collective Investment Scheme regulations of 2001. And we want to look at what does this regulation say about such an investment. Okay, so stay with me here. So this is a screenshot of the Capital Markets Collective Investment Schemes regulations 2001, where they give regulations for the collective investment scheme portfolio. It says the part 2, it says the book value of the investment of a collective investment scheme portfolio shall not exceed the following limits. Number 1, securities listed on a securities exchange in Kenya, which are basically shares or stocks. They should not exceed 80%. Number 2, securities issued by the government of Kenya should not exceed 80%. Number 3, immovable properties should not exceed 25%. Immovable property here are real estate, yes? Number 4, other collective investment scheme, including umbrella schemes, should not exceed 25%. Number 5, any other securities not listed on a securities exchange in Kenya should not exceed 25%. And then number 6, offshore investments should not exceed 10%. Now that we know that, let us look at how this fund was structured and see whether they adhered to these regulations. So let us look at this screenshot. This I got from the fund fact sheet of the Cytonn High Yield Fund investment in August 2021. And according to this, you can see, let us start with the fund profile. You can see the fund manager is Cytonn Asset Managers Limited. The risk profile, which is very important for the investors to note, this is a medium to high risk investment fund. That should tell you a lot. When you read that, that should tell you how risky the investment is. This is a medium to high risk investment, and we are going to compare this with the money market fund and see what money market funds offer under this section. Okay, the minimum initial investment at that particular time was 1 million Kenyan shillings, and the minimum additional investment was 10,000 Kenyan shillings. The annual management fee was 2%. The initial fee was none. The trustees are Gold Advisory, and the custodian are SBM Bank Kenya. And you can see they benchmarked their returns on the average 182-day T-bill plus 5% points. Now, let us look at the actual asset allocation. The actual asset allocation under this fund was the real estate backed notes were 96.2%, and basically this is in real estate. And then the government securities were 3.8%, and then we had 0 in cash. I also want us to look at this other screenshot, and this is from the fund fact sheet, the Cytonn High Yield Fund fact sheet in December 2023. And I think the only thing that has changed on the fund profile is the minimum initial investment, which was 1 million, but now is 100,000. And now we want to look at the actual asset allocation, and you can see under this, we have in real estate, we have 97.5% real estate banked notes. And then we have a 0.9 cash, and then a 1.6%. So according to how this fund was structured and the fact that it fell under the collective investment scheme, there was a mismatch of what they invested and what the regulation says. The regulations clearly states that they can only invest 25% of the investment in real estate, but they had 97.5%. So do you think that this investment was well structured? And do you think this investment followed the rules? And also, do you think that this investment was well diversified? And I have to give it to them that they disclosed that this fund is a medium to high risk investment. Yes. So according to this fund fact sheet, we can see that Cytonn disclosed that Cytonn High Yield Fund was a specialized collective investment scheme with exposure skewed towards investment in real estate assets. They went further to disclose that being a specialized fund, the fund could invest up to 80% in real estate funds, as opposed to what the regulations require, that they can only invest 25% in real estate. So this indicates that this fund was clearly not a normal collective investment scheme, but it was a specialized collective investment scheme. During my research, I came across this petition titled Dande, who is the CEO of Cytonn, versus Capital Market Authority, Cytonn Asset Managers Limited, and another petition E283 of 2020 in the matter of alleged violation of Capital Markets Act. So according to this petition, CMA had issued a letter on 3rd of June 2020 to Cytonn Asset Managers Limited, directing that the fund manager should align its investment products and activities of the fund with the provision of regulation of the CMA Collective Investment Scheme. And the directive was to invest only 10% of the funds in the portfolio in Cytonn-related projects. So not only should they have 25% invested in real estate, but there is also a provision that only 10% should go to the portfolio of that company's related projects. You can get this petition in the Kenyan law website to see how that went. Okay, so what is the bottom line in this? I think it's very important to know and understand the investment you're getting into, and also to assess what the regulation says and find out if the fund follows these regulations. And I am very happy that today this information is readily available in platforms like this, the Study of Wealth, and many other people I can see are speaking very openly in the social media platforms here on YouTube, and people are generally doing financial education to just put it out there that this is how things should be done. You should make it a culture to do your own research before investing. Know the ins and outs of a fund, and that is also why I am here to educate you on how to go about it. And I am sure from the review of this fund, you already know what to look out for. So make sure that you take time to understand the details and the risk involved in the investment that you're making. This will help you make informed decisions, mitigate risk, and also protect your investments. And if you're looking for ways to diversify your investment, you need to watch this video on 5 different places to invest your money. Thank you for watching and happy investing. Bye.